Is this thing working? Oh, yeah. Hi, my name is Mr. Ellison, and I'd like to welcome you back to another session of Mr. Ellison's Math Minute. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a pretty simple concept today, and it's called multiplying and dividing fractions. Now, like I said, multiplying and dividing fractions is a pretty simple concept. It's unlike adding and subtracting fractions. With these two operations right here, when you're multiplying and dividing fractions, you don't have to worry about the denominators being the same like you do in adding and subtracting fractions. With multiplying and dividing fractions, all you have to do is multiply across with the numerator and multiply across the denominators, like so. Now let's just take two fractions. We've got 1/3, and we're going to multiply it times 1/6. Now, like I said before, we're going to just multiply across denominator and numerator, and we're not going to worry about having common denominators. So we're going to do 1 times 1, and it gives us 1. And then we're going to multiply 3 times 6, and that gives you 18. So 1/3 times 1/6 is going to give you 1/18. Pretty simple, huh? Now let's go to the next one. We're going to divide the same fractions, okay? And we have a 1/3, which is a larger fraction, and we have 1/6, which is a fraction that's smaller than 1/3. Now, one thing that we must remember is that when we have two fractions in this format, we can't multiply them straight across, okay? So what we're going to have to do is we're going to keep our first fraction as 1/3, and we're going to put our multiplication symbol, and we're going to take this second fraction and we're going to flip it. We're going to find its reciprocal. So instead of it being 1/6, we're going to flip it and make it 6/1. Now it's a lot easier for us to multiply 1/3 times 6 than it is to divide 1/3 by 1/6. Okay? And I'm going to explain why in just a minute. Now, we've got our 1/3, and we're going to multiply by 6/1. We have it in multiplication form, so like I said, we're not going to have to worry about having common denominators. We're just going to multiply straight across. So we got 1 times 6 equals 6. We've got 3 times 1, and it gives us 3. Now, it leaves us with what we call an improper fraction, 6/3. Now, 6/3 is just another way of saying 2. 6 divided by 3 gives us 2. So when we take 1/3 and we multiply it 6 times, we're going to get 2. Now, the reason I said that this is easier, it's easier to multiply 6 times 1/3 than to divide 1/3 by 1/6, is because if we were to do it this way, we would have to turn it into decimal form. And anytime we turn things into decimal form and we're doing division, it gets kind of hairy and messy, and we have to worry about decimal placement and all that. But if we if we just flip the reciprocal and multiply it times 6, it's the same thing. With dividing 1/3 by 1/6, we're still going to get 2, but we don't have to worry about the decimal placement in the messy math. It's the same thing as if we were to multiply 1/3 times 6. Now, I'm going to show you something. If we take 1/3 and we divide it into sixths, we would have 1/6 plus 1/6, and that would give us 2/6, which is 1/3. But you see how many sixths we have? We have 2 of them. So see, it would equal 2, and here it equals 2. This is just a much simpler form of math. This is a simpler operation of the 2 in which to do. Now that pretty much sums up our little session of multiplying and dividing fractions. I hope you learn a little something from our tutorials today. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me if you would like to. And my email address is michaelbe24@yahoo.com. It's right here. Michael, B as in boy, E, 24@yahoo.com. Or, if you want to, if you have any questions, you can go onto my blog. And my blog is right here. It's Mr.Ellison.blogspot.com. And on my blog, I have resources and assignments and little videos and lesson material that I use with my kids on a daily basis. Feel free to go to any one of those sites if you have any questions. And thank you so much for attending my tutorial and another episode of Mr. Ellison's Math Minute. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day, and continue that math and continue to excel in your math studies. Bye.